to the cloud.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us and taking some time this evening to learn more about patches. And I am honored to be co-hosting today with Renata. Renata you'll really enjoy listening to Renata. She's very knowledgeable and she's a director with our company. And at the end, make sure if you have any questions for Renata to make sure you answer or you've asked the questions. And so get ready to take some great notes. And Renata, we're looking forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you, Debbie. I really appreciate it. It's so cool, that we've known each other for a really long time, and now we're back working together again. So, which is pretty cool. Everybody, welcome. Whether you're catching this on the replay or catching us live, people will float in and out over the course of the next hour. We will definitely keep it to an hour. Honor your time. The agenda for today basically is we're going to do a quick presentation on the technology, the science, and all of that behind LifeWave. And then we will have some testimonies, and then we will open it up for questions. And in the course of that, so you're also welcome to put questions into the chat that we can answer along the way. So just a little bit of history. Again, my name is Renata Smith. I'm a director with LifeWave, and I started a little over a year ago. A friend of mine invited me to come to a meeting about stem cells, and I wanted to go hiking. She says, no, come to this meeting with me. So I did. And then the next day, my friend Diane, who's a massage therapist, invited me to the same meeting. And I was like, never heard of this company before. And literally in 24 hours, 2 people tell me about it. And I was having problems with my shoulder, and I've had multiple shoulder surgeries on my left shoulder. And I was like, it was starting to give me a hard time again. So I went to Diane. I was like, do something with this, please, because I don't want to go see an orthopedic. And I just decided that I was going to give this a shot. And part of the reason is I listened to the science, I listened to the testimonies, and I heard Christy's testimony, and I heard Rudy and Chris's testimony, and a few others. And it really sort of blew me away. I wasn't intimidated by the technology. My sister's a physical therapist. She's been doing light therapy. She's been doing dry needling and all sorts of different modalities on me for years. So it didn't scare me away, but it also intrigued me because I knew the technology worked. So I got started within the first 2.5 weeks, as most of you guys who've tried patches know. First 2.5 weeks, sleep and energy are incredible. And I remember calling another friend of ours who had started at the same time and said, hey, do you just feel like you've got this crazy amount of energy? And she's like, oh yeah. And it was a cellular energy. It wasn't a jittery energy. It was just like, I felt like I could go for days. I didn't take any, I'm not a napper anyway, but I don't do any caffeine. And I was able to very easily function well and long and get all my exercising in. And I'm a financial coach as well. And so I run a coaching business. So I was just super excited about this. It took about 2.5 months for all the pain to go away and everything have full flexibility, full range of motion. And that was back in end of January of last year. And it's just been getting better ever since. And so I continue to have seen improvements over the last year. And I don't know about anybody else, but I will patch for life because all the benefits, which we will talk about as we go through. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. I've made a few adjustments to the presentation today, which you guys will probably see as you're going through. I've sort of added a few things and changed a few things, so you guys will see a little bit of the difference here. So introduction to the science. So our company is called LifeWave. It was started by a gentleman named David Schmidt. He is the owner, he's the CEO, the inventor, the scientist. He's the man, so to speak. Incredible guy that just is an inventor at heart and also has the heart of a servant in that he is really looking for ways to impact humanity, not only at the health level, but other projects that he's been doing as well. So he started out years ago, over 20 years ago, and his first contract was with the Navy SEALs, or with the U.S. government for the Navy SEALs, to create a patch that gave him more energy at the cellular level. And from there, after he lost his contract because of 9/11, he decided to branch out and start his own company. So LifeWave was born. The first patch that he did was energy. After that, the next patch was IceWave, which is our rapid pain patch. We're mainly going to focus today on the X39, but we can touch base on all the different patches sort of toward the end. So LifeWave is the brand. It's a technology. It's basically a cutting edge technology in the sense that it uses light or phototherapy to activate our body to work on healing itself. So what does that mean? The easiest way for me to describe it to people is if you ever have seen like infrared goggles, you can see people moving, like they do in the military and, hunting and all of that. That is infrared technology, and that is what's going on in our body. So we have light and heat in our body. That light and heat reflects on the crystals that are in the patches. It reflects back and signals our body to react. So we wear the patch during the day. The patch literally comes in a little pouch that looks like this. I'm actually prepared today. And the simple little white patch is this big. And we put it on in the morning, we take it off at night, and it's basically what's called photobiomodulation. Our heat and light in our body is activating the crystals in the patch to help our stem cells regenerate. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more in detail. A lot of people ask what's in the patches. It's organic crystals that are coded, CODED, to do different things in our body. So the stem cell patch is going to do something different than the IceWave patch, which is our pain patch, which is different than, say, the glutathione patch, which is going to raise our glutathione levels. But the stem cell patch is the one that foundationally we want people on because that's going to help us heal from the inside out. Okay, let's make sure my mouse works here. Okay, so the science basically behind LifeWave is it works like acupuncture. Okay, so if anybody's ever had acupuncture, there's different points on the body. They're called meridians. That they are acupuncture points that stimulate your body to react and do different things. So they have basically done massive studies. It's over 100 medical studies, and to figure out how to optimize where the patches go. So what we do is we put this patch on in the morning. The optimal places are behind the neck. When you bend your neck, you can feel a little bump there, or like an inch or so below your belly button. Okay. We put them on in the morning, we take them off at night. The reason we do this during the day is we need to hydrate well. So for energy to move in our body, our cells need to be hydrated. So what does that mean? It means not only do you drink water, but you drink good quality water. You guys in Arizona, do not drink the tap water, please. There are over 800 parts per million of crap in our water, not literally, but figuratively. Salts, chemicals, all sorts of yucky stuff that medicines that aren't filtered out of our water and everything else. So drink good quality filtered water. We also want to add some electrolytes to the water. So if you can add like a Celtic salt or add some other type of electrolytes, that would be great. So we put them on in the morning. They're going to stimulate. They put them on, take them off at night. Our body's going to work on healing. Okay. A lot of people also ask, is this a FDA registered device? You know what? It doesn't really have to be because it is non-transdermal. So nothing is going into our bloodstream. So literally the patch will not interact with any medication whatsoever. Okay. But we're considered a class 1 medical device, which is like a Band-Aid. Our facility is FDA registered, meaning how everything is done there. So be assured there. There are no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants in these. Literally, we're putting a Band-Aid on the skin, and the crystals are going to tell our body how to react. Okay. I also love the fact with these patents. So in our convention, we had a global convention back in October, and David specifically, it was either that or a video I watched, but he said basically by the end of the year, he was going to have 180 patents. So it's continuing, the science is continuing to grow. In fact, we moved from a patch company to a technology company because there's so many cool things that are coming down the pipe this month or this year, basically our 20th anniversary year. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I stuck this new slide in here. Patented technology. This is the patent that David got for basically activating the stem cells. So if anybody wanted to ever look this up, this is the actual patent number. And basically what it does is it activates the copper peptide called GHKCU, and that in turn activates and stimulates our stem cells to regenerate. So the simple fact, the less stem cell activity you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So by the time we hit 60, we have very minimal stem cell activity, which is why, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I know someone personally, they would not do surgery on them. They were in their 80s because the simple fact they know that your body is no longer has the ability to heal at that age. So how do we do that? We're regenerating their stem cells. So we're healing from the inside out. It also helps all those other surgeries and everything else where our body has injuries, and to be able to heal faster through that as well. Okay. I love this slide also because one of the flyers we have says reverse aging. And it took me a little while to understand that when I first started learning about this. And it's not anti-aging, it's reverse aging. So there's studies that are done that are literally, our age is reversing when we're using these patches because we are getting younger, literally. So one of the studies that was done, I remember seeing it, I remember David talking about it in one of his videos, that they put people on X39 for 6 months and their heart aged backwards. 8 months, or they put him on for 6 months and their heart aged backwards 8 years. So our body this is basically helping our body regenerate. Okay. So what are stem cells? I do a lot of events, and sometimes that's my question when I talk to people. It's like, I said, have you ever heard of stem cells? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what do you know about them? And like, I don't know. And so there's just, not a lot of people are really familiar with what the stem cells are, but they're basically our foundational cells. They're our neutral cell. They're what we're born with. That's super, super clean and healthy, and as a baby. And that's why people save cord blood from the placenta and all of that, because those stem cells are just like the best they're going to ever be when you're born, right? So what happens with these patches is they are helping our body regenerate our stem cells. Our body is going to basically decide what needs to be healed, worked on, fixed, whatever term you want to use. Our body is going to help figure that out. So, and again, our stem cells start diminishing at age 25. So literally, we hit, early 20s, and then sort of like starts working downwards from there. And you all know we get wrinkles, right? Just like one of those outward signs that we're aging. But there's a lot of inward aging as well that we want to help correct. X39 is the world's first and only stem cell patch. There is nothing like this on the market, you guys, which is such an incredible a coup for the company, so to speak, but the fact that David developed it and is allowing us to be able to share it with other people and help people have incredible healing journeys is just amazing. As I said before, X39 activates the copper peptide GHKCU. If you want to go look that up, it's amazing. I have a book. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Which I started reading while I was on vacation, How to Reverse Aging, basically the comprehensive guide to copper peptides. And so there's a lot of science out there if you wanted to go research it to learn a little bit more. I also love that X39 is affordable, it's ethical, and requires no injections. So we all know people who have had stem cell injections. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they can be super expensive. Sometimes insurance covers them. But for me personally, why I made the decision is I have this amazing orthopedic guy, but he's at the time, 10 years ago, he was the orthopedic doctor for the US baseball team, which delayed my surgery when I had it because he was off doing Olympic stuff. But it's super expensive and I don't have great insurance. And so to get an MRI and to go see him, I was probably out $1,500 to $2,000 to go even do this. So for me, doing something like this was a no-brainer, because I figured, okay, I'm gonna just do it for 6 months and see what happens. And I just started feeling difference right away. So the affordable aspect of it was huge for me. Okay. Okay, some of the benefits for using the stem cell activation patch, and we'll talk about testimonies in a little bit, but everybody has different things that works out for them. The biggest and most noticeable for most people is reducing pain and inflammation. So the X39 helps to do that. And it literally just calms your body down. It's crazy. We have a patch called Eon, which also is an anti-inflammatory patch, but X39 does a lot of that. And people will say, well, I'll just use the LifeWave, or I'll just use the Eon patch. I'm like, that's great, but we want you to do more than that. We really want you to start healing and having your body regenerate from the inside out to get rid of the cause of it, not so much just, cover up a pain or reduce inflammation for a day or that type of thing. So we really want that healing. It supports wound healing, old and new scars. We have tons of people who literally scars are disappearing, acne scars, all of the above, skin remodeling as well. Increase energy and vitality. Most people, that's one of the first things they notice, just feeling so much better. my brother was on a Zoom a couple weeks ago, and I had started patching him, or he started patching at the about mid to end of May, and he basically said, he really wanted some more focus, more energy, that type of thing. And 3 weeks later, we met again in New York for a family reunion. And he was like, oh my gosh, just 3 weeks, I can notice the difference in my cognitive ability, sleep, energy. And 6 months later, I saw him last week in Florida, and I got to see how much his hair has changed. He's got to send me a picture, but his hair is almost back to his normal color. And it was completely white, and he's 69 years old, and it's going back, it's reversing, it's turning back to its more of a natural color. So it's pretty cool just to see the outside, because we know if we can see things on the outside, the healing is actually going on in the inside too. Improves and the quality and restorative sleep. Most of you know I wear an Aura ring. It's my keep people away on this finger ring, but it's also like monitor sleep and energy and sleep and exercise and all sorts of other things. And I definitely notice a difference in my sleep, and I can track that, and I can look back. I can even look back in 2 years in my records and see the difference in the sleep. And I always thought I slept pretty well, but it definitely has improved. Enhanced sports performance and provides faster recovery. Can totally attest to that. I'm an avid hiker, and I definitely can. The recovery time is so minimal now when I do long and strenuous hikes. It's incredible. Cognitive and brain health basically as well. People will definitely have more clarity of thought to get rid of that brain fog. Improves vascular health. I mentioned before the study they did on the heart, which is cool. And this one I really, really love. Provides age reversal for more than 1/3 of your gene expressions. When I first heard that, I was thinking, it said more than 4,000 of our gene expressions. I was like, well, 4,000 out of how many? Is that out of a million? Is it, 500,000, whatever? It's like, no, that's 1/3. It's 1/3 of your gene expressions, and it resets them. So you literally, from the moment you're putting them on, you're reversing your aging, which is cool. Okay. Pictures worth 1,000 words. We are going to just run through these real quick. The first one on the left is basically, you can just see how fast the healing for that shoulder scar is. The middle one, guy almost lost his hand. Happy mouse. And you can see the really, really deep scar. You can see it again in the top right picture, but in the bottom one, it almost just looks like a lifeline, how well that's healed. The one on the far right is basically he was patching before and after a knee surgery. And that's just incredible how this, not only that, but you can see the swelling, how much the swelling has gone down to, and how quickly that is healed. Okay. Snowboarding accident, 5 days. Again, he's young, but his parents started patching him, and amazing how quickly he healed. And you can just see just a last little bit that after 5 days, it's amazing. The guy up in the top right, fell and hit a counter, and he's all patched up, but you can see the total difference from day 1 to 7 weeks, and he really almost looks like he had a facelift. It's just an incredible change in the skin, the clarity, just all of it. So it's pretty amazing. We always encourage people to take pictures so you can, because sometimes the change is gradual, but I always encourage my peeps to take lots of pictures. I actually have an album on my phone. It says progress pictures. And so like pretty regularly, I'm taking all sorts of pictures. The lady on the left, 4 months of using X39, you can see the difference in her skin and the quality and the brightness, and just overall, just amazing difference. Even her neck, you can see a difference in her neck. The young lady here with the acne, you can see how much of a difference it has made over the time frame. Obviously they're younger. When you're younger, your skin is going to heal a lot quicker than when you're older. But at any level, you're going to be able to see a difference in your quality, texture. I've been using aloe vera for 6 months, and I was telling my daughter the other day, I just love that stuff. It's just incredible. So there's X39, but there's also other options as well for skincare. We have a lot of athletes, you guys. It's so super fun if you ever get a chance to go into YouTube and type in, either go to the corporate website, which is LifeWave Health, or our corporate YouTube channel, LifeWave Health, and just type in athletes. And there's so many videos and testimonials of athletes across the world that have been using these patches. And once you see them and know what they look like, you start seeing them everywhere. You know, basketball players, you know, a lot of sports, they're totally covered, so you can't see the patches, but it's really fun when you can see the patches, you know, on their bellies or their, you know, the energy patches on their chest and all sorts of stuff. It's fun. And pets, let's not forget pets. I so wish I knew about this. I literally, my dog passed away a month after I started using these patches, so I wish that I could have impacted his life with this. But everything from, you know, helping with pain. My hairdresser, I gave her a pack of AccuLife, which is for large mammals or horses or people if you want to have a serious pain reducing patch. And her 31-year-old horse is just like kicking and running and climbing up all sorts of places. So he is doing amazing. The owner boarded with her thinking he wasn't going to make it through the year. And now he's like got a new lease on life because they're using AccuLife on him. It's amazing. And I house sit all around the country, and I always have my patches with me. And I had an Eon patch. So I have one little puppy that I watch pretty regularly. I don't want to call her neurotic, but a little bit. Anyway, she would just get like panting. She runs around the house and starts tapping her nose, all sorts of stuff. You know, she just gets this like, you know, gets in this little habit, and I throw an Eon patch on her and she just calms right down. It's amazing. So whether, you know, your pet gets car sick or a pet has an injury, definitely. And I could tell you a lot more stories about pets, but pets are, what we do with the pets is we use the patch ourselves first, we take it off, and the next day put it on your pet. So it's called secondary patching. So it's a great way to get extra benefits out of your patches as well. Okay. Just a couple more pictures. This is David Schmidt's first X39 model. She was 93 years old in 2019 when she started, and then you can see the difference literally in 4 years later. It's pretty incredible. And then hair, as I said with my brother, you know, hair going back to normal colors. And then this is my friend Carrie. We were hiking in Colorado, and she twisted her ankle on this tiny little rock. And this picture, day one, she's got her foot propped on my dashboard. And Ela, her husband, and I continued on a short little hike and then came back for her. And she's like, "Oh, I want to keep going," because we had patched her up, as you can see. Her ankle's covered with patches. She was, I'm good. Let's keep hiking." After an hour, you know, hour and a half or mile and a half into the next hike, she's like, "No," you know. So you can see literally at day 8, her ankle was pretty much back to normal. And all I can say, it was the patches made a huge difference for her pain, flexibility, and all of that. So, okay, I'm going to stop sharing, and I am going to see who all is here. So Deborah, would you go ahead and unmute and share your testimony with us, Dr. Deborah?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine, and I've been in practice for 18 years. I was a nurse, been a nurse for 40 years. So I actually knew about these patches like 15 years ago. Wow. When there were only very few patches. I don't know, there's somebody pretty high up in the organization. His name's Dr. Nicholas, and he is a chiropractor, and he is in Tucson here. And I was actually under him, but for some reason it just didn't work out. I wasn't in the right place at the right time and whatever. So I went on my merry way, and about, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 months ago, I was really having a lot of pain. I'm an acupuncturist, I'm a nurse, I know what to do, but you know, even our healthcare workers, our healthcare professionals, we have pain, you know. So I was having some pretty bad, severe back pain. It ended up in the ER. So I have L3, L4 disc protrusions, and I also have some neck issues also. So I was struggling with that. I would do acupuncture myself and all that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to look at these patches again, because I was on Facebook and I saw Debbie's posts about them. So I went ahead and ordered them. I didn't order from Debbie at that time, but I ordered from somebody else who I don't even know out east. And then I got on the patches. Well, they actually lost my patches. They sent me another pack. Then all of a sudden my lost ones showed up. Whoa. And so I had 2 months, and the corporate was kind enough to let me have all of those patches to use. And then I was at the end of my patches, and all of a sudden I got this huge shipment from somebody. They sent it to me by accident. I called them again and they said, well, just keep those two. So I had like 3 months worth of patches. And by that time, I knew that these patches were really working, and it was something that I needed to do for myself, but I also needed to do for my clients and my patients. So I reached out to Debbie, and her and Christy got me set up, but my back pain, it still comes and goes a little bit, but with the patches, the turnaround time is unbelievable. Within a day or two, when I get that little twinge, it goes back to being okay. Where before I would be out a week or two. But I know that as I continue to do the patching, it's going to get better and better the longer that I'm on it. So, you know, I've been on like three to 4 months right now. But it's just amazing. Like you guys are all saying, I sleep better. I have more energy. I run my own practice. I am 69 years old, and I run my own practice by myself. And, you know, I need that energy, and I need to sleep well, and I don't want to be in pain. So I'm very grateful for that. I've already started probably about 15, 17 people on the patch through my office. And and one of them right now, she's pretty gung-ho about doing the business. So that's good. The other ones are still kind of just patching themselves and doing what they need to. So the results, though, are tremendous. You know, the patients don't always realize that the patches are what was the turning point for them. But, and then one of my ladies who really got on it for more of the facial rejuvenation stuff, she's 85 years old. I do microneedling on her. She came in the other day and she looked so much younger. I couldn't believe it, because she's doing the Alavita and she's doing the X39. So the results are just tremendous for me and my patients, and I'm very grateful, and just look forward to helping more people and continue on my journey. So
awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. And you have such a wonderful platform to be able to share with other people too, which is just, you know, because people are coming to you because they have health challenges. And so that's really exciting that your reach is even bigger. So you can impact more people.
Yes, I just put it on my website too. So
good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, it's interesting because I went and talked to, like a week or so after I got my patches, I went and talked to my compounding pharmacist, and I said, hey, have you ever heard about these patches? And he goes, yeah. And I said, are you using them? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, and you didn't tell me? You know, so it's like, you know, we have this obligation. I feel like this moral obligation to share with people, and not everybody's going to be receptive, and we have to understand that, you know, different journeys. You know, I've been at events before, and I go to talk to somebody, and they're like, no, I don't want anything to do with stem cells, and they just walk by. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh, it's okay, but you know what, this could change your life, you know. So you do what you can. So, but thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who else would like to share? Christy.
Well, I kind of feel out of place here. We have a couple Debbies and a Deborah. There's a lot. And here comes Christy here. So Deborah, that was amazing. And it was so great being in your office on Saturday and watching you do your magic. You're absolutely incredible and so knowledgeable. And I'm so honored to be partners with you. And I'm so grateful that Debbie introduced you to our community and our family. So thanks for all that you're doing. And so my name is Christy Chapman, and I've been using this technology for a little over 2 years because I hurt my foot. I got off the couch wrong and it got bruised and swollen, and I couldn't use it properly for 2 weeks, couldn't go to the gym, and I was pretty frustrated. But a dear friend of mine and business partner, we were in another business adventure that, by the way, I was not going to leave. I was very happy there, but God has a different plan. But he shared the patches with me, and I put it right on my foot, the X39, because he was using it because his friend shared it with him because of his shoulder and his back pain that he had from injuries that as we get older, do you ever notice, like, you can tell those athletes that were really athletic when they're in their teens and 20s, maybe 30s, now they're 40, 50, 60, and they're like, ouch, and they don't walk right, you know, properly. They're just, they got that walk and that pain look on their face. So that was him, and he got in a car accident too, so it just agitated everything. So he used them and they worked for him. Well, we looked into the company, and like Debbie was saying, or sorry, like Renata was saying, there's, so much technology, so many stories. And I thought to myself, my goodness, I know people that need healing in so many different ways, whether it's mentally or physically. And I also know people, I got to learn more about age reversal. Never heard of that before. Like Renata said, it took a minute for me too to go, age reversal. You mean you could put a patch on and age backwards every day? Oh, okay. And so I started sharing organically. And then 4 months later, my son was in a horrible motorcycle accident, and he was fully geared. He was 18 at the time. It wasn't his fault, but he got cut off and flew 50 feet. And his helmet damaged his artery, which caused several strokes, traumatic brain injury, and a TBI, traumatic brain injury, and a brain bleed. And he shattered his kneecap, tore every tendon and ligament in his knee, shattered his wrist, 5 broken ribs, bruised liver, collapsed lungs. And they said he had COVID going in, and he also got MRSA and pneumonia while he was in the COVID ICU unit. So there were 4 things that really could have taken Andrew out of this world, but it wasn't his time. And I'm very grateful for that. I immediately, we were out of town, and the doctor said, you need to come home. We don't think your son is going to make it. And so I immediately got my prayer warriors out there, but then I thought, okay, I need to get this technology to him. And so I got it to the doctor. The doctor said yes, because somebody had enough courage to share with this doctor 2 years prior, because her daughter really needed this technology for her life. And so the doctor said yes, because it's not going to enter in the bloodstream, and it's not going to interfere with anything that they're doing, especially in a COVID ICU unit. So I started patching him. We prayed a lot. He was in really bad shape. Like for days, we didn't know if he was going to wake up, and we didn't know if he would be a vegetable, to be honest. But at the 2.5 week mark, he woke up, and half of his face was droopy, and he couldn't use the left side of his body. And I just firmly believed after the first day that my son was going to be healed, healthy, and whole. And that was just how it was going to be. So I just stood on that, and slowly but surely, actually it happened pretty quick, but it felt slow, but his face became normal again. He started moving the left side of his body. He started going through the inpatient therapy and started learning how to walk again and get his strength back. He did have 10 total surgeries, few on his knee, few on his wrist, few on his brain. And then he had a trach as well, which, by the way, I never talked about this, but his trach hole literally healed in a day. Like, that's uncommon. It usually takes several days for it to heal. And within a day, after they took the trach out, he was eating. He wanted Chipotle. He was eating Chipotle like that day. And because they were like, he might have to learn how to swallow again and to eat again. But he was fine. And then so he was in the hospital 2 months. The 3rd month, he had to have assistance with my husband and I. We'd take turns because he was living in his apartment. After 3 months, he's like, you know what, I'm good. I can do this on my own. And still went to extensive outpatient rehab. It was a daily thing. It was a lot of hours, and he worked very, very hard. Month 4, he did have neuropathy and drop foot, and he had to wear a brace. And they said he was going to have to wear this brace for the rest of his life. But he was 19 at the time, and he's like, I don't want to wear this brace anymore. And he no longer needs it. So month 4, he got rid of that. And month 5, you guys, he was going to a concert. He went to a 2-day concert. I didn't want him to go. His doctors didn't want him to go. But I got a message from the divine saying, your son is alive, now let him live. And so I just prayed that whole weekend, and he went with all the lights and all the noise. And he literally was dancing too with his knee and his brain. That's unbelievable. And he had the time of his life. And at month 6, he graduated from his extensive program. There were 4 men in that program. Some had to go on for months, even a year afterwards, but Andrew was the worst going in. I remember him being in a wheelchair going in, and he was walking and doing fantastic. He actually was running just a little bit during treatment as well. But now he can run, not long distances, but he can run. He can jump on trampolines. He can work out at the gym. He does squats and does all the stuff he used to do at the gym. He went snowboarding about a month ago, and he's just living life. He never got addicted to pain medicine. He never went into depression. And so we're very, very grateful for Andrew and this technology and David Schmidt. And so that's why I'm on a mission. I feel like this is more of a purpose and a mission-driven company. This is Andrew the first day I got to see him in the COVID ICU. And then this is him 11 months later. And that's
My mouse is so touchy.
yeah, that's his beautiful girlfriend and Luna. I'm so grateful for them. They came at about month 5 into Andrew's life. And so they're still both with us, and I love them both. But Andrew's just doing great. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better outcome, and he just enjoys life. So thank you for letting me share. And now that you know about the patches, make sure to pay it forward, because you never know the ripple effect.
That is true. That is so true. And I thank you for sharing your story too. Even though I've heard it before, it was very impactful for me the first time I heard it. So I'm thankful for that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so just to recap, as far as the X39 goes, 3 important things that I didn't mention before, which I always try to remember. 3 important things: hydrate well, which we talked a little bit about that with electrolytes and hydrating. Consistency, putting them on in the morning, taking them off at night, doing it every day. Put them by your toothbrush, put some in your purse, always carry them with you. I have a little pouch that I carry LifeWave X39, Eon, X49, glutathione, and energy all the time. I have them with me. But I put them on in the morning, but if I'm out and about or forget or something like that, or just sharing them with people, so I always carry them with me. And then the last one is give it time. You know, our bodies didn't get in the condition that they were in overnight. So our bodies need time to get into a better condition, so to speak. So about 70% of the people feel a difference, some kind of difference, improvement in the first 30 days. You might be a person that takes a little bit longer. So far, I haven't really had anybody who hasn't felt some kind of improvement. And I've had some of my clients that are just like, I'm doing a patch party for one of my customers out in Gold Canyon on a Friday night. And she has just had an extraordinary, I mean, it's like literally, I think she's been on it a month, and just extraordinary results even in the first month. So, and some of you guys know Lori Bodmeyer. I mean, she's just raving about, I mean, she is doing so well on the patches right now. So she's super excited too. So you just never know, you know, you're just stepping out in faith and sharing them with people who, with anybody, you know, it's just, you just never know. And a lot of people aren't going to come forward and say that they have medical problems or concerns and stuff. So just letting them know, or showing them a patch, or saying, hey, you know what, I have something that might work for you. Or have you ever heard of X39? It's just a great way to open the conversation to say, hey, I might have something that could help you. So it's such a blessing to be able to impact people at their health level. So, okay, I'm tired of talking. Anybody have any questions? Anybody who's been patching or guest?
I have a lot of questions.
Go for it.
I don't even know where to start. So, okay, you mentioned that you either put it on the back of your neck or below your belly button. I saw on a couple of pictures, you know, where the girl hurt her foot, you had like 4 of them on her foot to heal that spot. So, right, I understand, like every day for your well-being and all that stuff, you'd want to do it, put it in a spot. But when you're sick, you really just hone in on the spot.
So what that was, there were multiple patches. So we put an X39, because when you have an injury, you can put the X39 right at the point of pain or the injury. But we also put an Eon, which is our anti-inflammatory patch. And then we put LifeWave, which is a rapid pain patch. And that's a 2-patch protocol. So that's why you saw 4 patches right on that ankle.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
so they were all doing different, all working together, but focusing right in on her injury right there. Great
Okay.
question.
Christy, where did you guys put your sons then when like he had a lot of things going on throughout his whole body?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I was pretty new in my patch journey. And so I remember Therese as our senior presidential director, and he had a cast here, he had a cast on his leg, he had a lot of other things going on. So she's like, just get him on him, like wherever you can put him, just put him on. And so that's literally what I did. And I'll be honest with you, I did X39, Eon, glutathione, carnosine, and X49, and I may have done like double a lot because like I just thought more was better, and I was like, my son is going to be healed, healthy, and whole. So not necessarily more is always better, but it worked for us, and that's what I did, and I would never change a thing. So I just put it wherever I could, and remember, it was COVID time. I could only see him for a half hour. So these poor nurses, God bless them, I wish I knew them all. Every day they had to take off several patches on Andrew. So I had to put them places where they could see them pretty visibly. So yeah.
That's awesome.
And he still wears them to this day, not religiously, but when his body needs it, he will wear them. Hopefully when he grows up a little bit more, he'll wear them daily.
they're still at that age where they think they're invincible, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and Shauna, just to add to what Christy said, all the patches work systemically through your whole body, no matter where you put them. So it's not just like they're working in one spot. It's working through the whole body. It's like a focused attention on that spot if we're an injury or something.
Okay. And I imagine I could just go to the website and look at all the different ones that you guys are talking about. In this meeting, you guys are just focusing on the X39.
Well, we have time, so let me just sort of run through them real quick. Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, don't worry about it. So the first, I'll try and do them alphabetical, like yesterday. So AccuLife is our horse patch, or large mammal, as Therese says. I have several relatives and friends who use AccuLife on their human body because it seems to be more pain relief than even LifeWave when people are in excruciating pain. So it's same cost and same number of patches and everything. So if you know of somebody who has a lot of pain, have them experiment with it.
Is it a lot of pain, or if they're like bigger? What if they're like 400 or 500 pounds?
Either one. Either one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So my aunt is probably 250 pounds, but she was using LifeWave and this was great. And then I gave her a pack of AccuLife. She says, oh, these work even better. I want these now. So it just, everybody's body is different. So yeah. Alavita, which was mentioned before. Alavita is a patch that we wear at night. I like to wear mine like right here. And there's a day cream and a night cream that are fantastic, and getting ready to launch an eye cream in the next few weeks. So that's the Alavita system. Carnosine is for carnosine is the one that I struggle the most with, but it's for lung, heart health. It's, in fact, I took screenshots yesterday when Therese was doing this. Let me see if I can find the one where on carnosine, because I know I'll do it better. Okay, so carnosine is clinically tested to increase stamina up to 125% in 30 days, clinically proven to increase strength and flexibility in 30 days, clinically proven to improve the bioelectrical properties of our organ health, proven for lengthening our telomeres, clinically proven to increase lifespan 30 to 40%, and proven to improve cognitive brain health, memory, and focus. So after carnosine, there's glutathione, and that is our master antioxidant for our body. It also helps detox our body. So if you have a lot of toxins in your body from water, air, food, chemicals, all that sort of stuff, boosting that glutathione level gives your body the extra what it needs to be able to detox you. And it's so much better than the shots or other ways of getting glutathione. Okay, let's see. What else was there? I'm probably not going to be doing these order. SP6 stands for spleen 6, and that helps regulate hormones. It helps with sugar cravings. It's a patch that goes on the left side of the body only. Energy Enhancer is a 2-patch system. That's the one he created for the Navy SEALs. So it's a right side of the body, left side of the body patch. X39 is a sister stem cell patch. It activates a copper peptide called AHKCU, which is like a cousin to GHKCU. So they're the two, almost like, I don't know if the word premier, but they're the two more expensive patches because they're the stem cell type activation patches. The X49 also improves energy, burns more calories. It also creates a Faraday cage, which protects you from 5G damage. X39, 49. Eon, which is our anti-inflammatory patch. Peace patch, it's the second most popular patch next to X39. Great for kids with ADD, ADHD, focus. I call it lower level pain, where LifeWave is more intense pain. Glutathione, Eon, so the YH system is glutathione, Eon, and carnosine. Energy and LifeWave are the two that we have 2-patch systems. Silent Night, that's the one I'm missing. Silent Night is our sleep patch, and that's specifically just a night patch. And then we have 2 aromatherapy products called Shine and Dream, which are outstanding. And you can learn more about the details of that. Am I missing anything, guys? Did I get them all? Okay.
So when oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Debbie, I was talking to Debbie a little bit today because there's a girlfriend of mine. She's having some challenges with her son a little bit. And so that was one of the things I wanted to research for her to see if maybe this would be good for her son. I think he's like 11 or 12. And so when it's something like this, is it like, okay, Debbie, this is the situation. Is this considered an X39 patch, or is it this kind of patch where we just get guidance from you guys on the best patch to use for it? And there's a lot of patches like that. It's like overwhelming to think about, like, because you would think, well, no, I want this to be like, I want to do all the things, right? And I want to help my whole body, right? So I'm going to patch myself up. I'm sure, like, if you're a millionaire, you could,
right. Well, and that's a really good point. And so this is the guidance that I give to my clients. If you have experiencing health challenges, first and foremost, do the X39 patch. And then as your budget and everything else allows, you add from there. So traditionally, I start people off on X39 if they have some intense pain, or start with LifeWave and Eon as well. Those are the first 3 that almost everybody I start with. If they don't have pain, they're just X39. If they're an athlete, they just want some more performance, it's X39 and 49. So the longer you do this, hopping in on these Zoom calls, listening to, like, we have a virtual convention coming up soon. You're starting to gather and grow and learn more information. I have a book. I have a 180-page book that's online that's literally it's full of patch protocols for different things that are going on. So there's there's people out there all around the world. There's over 20 books that people have written. They've done their own studies on LifeWave, these clinical studies, their own, and they've written books about them. So it's an incredible technology, but please don't feel intimidated. Just start out basic, and as you learn, you take it from there. And ask for everybody's help. That's what we all love to do. We really love. We have a Facebook testimonial group Debbie can add you to, where you can look at people's testimonies. You can invite other people to it. And then as a team, we have a Facebook group. So when we have questions, we can, ask, and we have a chat that we have for our team as well.
That's good. That's super helpful. And I totally get that, start somewhere, right? You don't have to go crazy. It's just overwhelming. That's why y'all are there. Do you know so I was trying to look this up while you were talking, and I could do a little bit more research, but the difference between stem cells and free radicals in your body. Do you know anything about are they one and the same? Are they like totally separate things?
Total. And anybody else, feel free to pop in here. Stem cells are our basic building block cells. Free radicals are basically, we are affected on a daily basis by everything that's going on, food, water, and everything. And those those injuries to enter our body, whether it's chemicals or any of that sort of stuff creates free radicals. Okay. So
Okay.
when the free radicals are created, that's what cause us to age, cause us to be in pain and all of those type of things. So when you take an anti-inflammatory, that's dumbing that down. That's like getting rid of or an antioxidant. An antioxidant is literally getting rid of those free radicals.
Okay. Okay.
Dr. Deborah, does that sound right?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
it's totally two different things.
Okay.
So you're going
Thank
to look
you.
at your glutathione and your carnosine for the other things that you talk about, the free radicals, versus the stem cells would be the X39, X49. And
Awesome.
Eon is really good for inflammation.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Deborah.
Thanks
Okay.
for the questions. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
I just want to add, Shauna, we've seen incredible healing with just X39. I mean, I've seen literal miracles happen with X39. So I like to tell people, let's just start with X39, see how your body does. And then we have other supporting patches that you can add to it if you choose to. But, you know, because some people want more of a rapid healing, because stem cell X39 may take a little bit longer. And even when Renata said a month for every decade that you are, so I'm 53, so give it about 5 to 6 months, you're still going to see improvement after that over time. And so I've been on it for over 2 years. My gosh, there's probably some things that I've prevented from my health, and I've reduced some of my medication. And I was, after it was about a year mark when my gums started getting healthier and I didn't have to do special treatment. But that was over time. My eyesight got better over time, where I have friends that are like, the first month, they're like, I have to go get new glasses because these are too strong. I'm like, wait a minute, that took me over a year, you know? And then Renata's talking about her brother with the gray hair. Okay, that hasn't happened to me yet. I'm waiting. I think it's improving, but I'm waiting for that to happen, you know? So, but I like everything else that it's doing for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it will
can
be
I
better.
add to that? I mean, what
Yes.
Shauna was saying earlier about her friend's son that's 10. So wouldn't the Eon be good for him because of his anxiety? Is that what
Oh,
you recommend?
absolutely. Absolutely. Honestly, I think every mother and every child should have Eon. Really, honestly, I think you'd be a better parent and a better child, just because it's just our peace patch. And it's so good. It's so good. You know,
I really thought if my, you know, I was spent a whole week in a condo with all of my grandkids and kids. And I was like, I just so wanted to just peel a few of those Eon patches, just smack them on their back of their shirt, and they didn't even know, you know? I was like, oh. But yes, and I figured if it works for a dog, it can work for my grandkids, right?
absolutely.
It makes a big difference, and kids can feel it. They really, really can. There's been so many testimonies of kids like, Mom, I need my patch. You know, they can feel the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, Debbie, you're absolutely right. Eon for sure. I would definitely be doing it. It's our #1 kids patch, like Renata said. And for that reason, yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys, I think, Shauna, you're the only guest tonight, so you get to be treated. So reach out to Debbie and give her your address, and you're going to get a week's supply of X39 as
cool.
as coming on
Thanks.
for our guest. You are welcome. Christy will send that out to you, so just get your information to Debbie, and she'll get it all sent out to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and if you want to get started, Debbie obviously can help you. But just for anybody else watching this, you can come into the company as a customer, you can come into the company as a brand partner. Whoever invited you can explain it a little bit more to you, the details. But no matter what you decide to do, let's just get you started and get you onto your healing journey and help other people get onto their healing journey as well. So thank you all tonight. I appreciate your time. Reach out anytime if you have any questions. And you can go to frequencypatchesinfo.com to learn more about all of the patches, lots of testimonies and stuff. Christy?
When is our next Zoom?
Oh, our next Zoom is on next Tuesday, or do we have one on for Saturday?
Saturday at
Saturday 11?
10. Well,
10.
It's 10 Pacific Standard Time, but I think we're all Arizona, so 11 o'clock Arizona time.
Awesome. So, we'll continue to have a couple Saturdays and then consistently doing Tuesday at the same time, which is 6 o'clock Arizona time. So if you have friends and family in other states, and we'll also put this on a recording, and I'll toss it on to the Team Freedom, and you can send it out to anybody you want to. So if they can't make a meeting, they can watch a recording as well. So, okay. Thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and Happy New Year to everybody too.
Yes, thank you, Renata and Debbie. And Deborah, your doggy's so cute. Oh, I love him.
She's totally patched too. She's patched day and night.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
wonderful. I
Adorable.
love it. I love it.
Okay, you
Bye,
guys.
Thanks, Shauna, for coming.
Thank
Thanks, everybody
you.
else.
Bye, guys. Have a great
Bye.
night.